popular but dangerous decision to travel overseas for cheaper cosmetic surgery nearly killed this Charlotte mother.
When Dr. Naomi said it, like, we didn't know if you were gonna make it. That's when everything hit me like a ton of bricks.
She flew to the Dominican Republic to get common cosmetic procedures, but did not see the red flags until it was too late.
And tonight, only on 9, she walks our reporter Elsa Gillis through her near deadly path to a better body. And she introduces us to the doctor who helped to save her life.
One night, just as I was finishing up at the office, I was heading home to have dinner with my family, and I get a call from the hospital.
That urgent call that Dr. Theodore Naomi received was about this woman, who we'll call Katie. She asked that we not reveal her identity.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Dr. Naomi, a board-certified plastic surgeon, says she was essentially in septic shock and close to death.
She mentions that she's gone overseas to the Dominican Republic to have cosmetic surgery.
I was planning my wedding. I've lost maybe 110, 120 pounds. And I felt like I still didn't feel comfortable in my own body.
So Katie decided on several procedures, and her research led overseas. Cosmetic surgery is cheaper in many countries than in the U.S. The CDC says hundreds of thousands of U.S. residents travel abroad every year in what's called medical tourism for a host of reasons, from lower costs to wanting a specialized doctor. Katie zeroed in on the Dominican Republic, having spent time there as a child. Plus, she speaks Spanish and has relatives who had studied medicine there.
Or my research consisted on, Instagram and online, and you will message the doctor's assistant or technician, and that's how you communicate across the board with all the doctors overseas.
She found a doctor who had knowledge of surgery after weight loss and would perform liposuction, a tummy tuck, and surgery to both arms all at once, which in hindsight should have been a red flag.
Did you get any second opinions, or did you know going into it that some doctors wouldn't do 2 procedures at once?
I knew here, they're not, in the United States, they will not do it.
So you thought it was just like the U.S. is more regulated.
Yes.
It's not a safety or health thing.
Yeah.
The trip and procedures all seemed to go well until she got home.
That's when the pain kicked in. Full blown, like intolerable, can't sit up, can't sleep, can't work.
She messaged her doctor, who said it was normal to rest, at one point recommending pain meds and an antibiotic ointment, but the pain persisted. It turns out the incisions on her abdomen and arms had almost completely opened and were infected. Dr. Naomi spent hours in the operating room with her.
Were you aware of how close you were to dying?
No.
When did that hit you?
No. When Dr. Naomi said it, like, we didn't know if you were gonna make it. That's when everything hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I could have left my daughter without a mom. I'm a single parent.
People are willing to travel and roll the dice to get multiple procedures done at a lower price point, not understanding that if something goes wrong, they may not have the necessary care that'll keep them out of trouble.
He says patients should insist on an American board-certified plastic surgeon, a title that requires rigorous training and testing.
Why is it important for you to share your story?
Just the thought of another mom going through the same thing that I went. I mean, anyone. I got to the point where I just want to be healthy, not how I look. And that should have been my priority.
Elsa Gillis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And here now, more perspective on her trip. Katie's trip to the Dominican and her procedures cost $7,000. In the end, her hospital bill was over $120,000.
Just glad she made it. Dr. Naomi says no matter where you have surgery, do some research. Ask about your doctor and the clinic's certifications, and also remember the importance of post-op care. You might not be thinking of going out of the country for a medical procedure, but Action 9 has talked about a lot of people who buy medicine outside the U.S., especially in Canada. And Jason's here now with more advice on that.
Yeah, we'll take Debbie Somerville, for example. She's on insulin. She told me she was paying more than $600 for a 3-month supply, and she has insurance. So she switched to a pharmacy in Canada, and now she pays about a third of the price.
2 years, and have you had any problems?
No, no problems at all.
Were you hesitant at first, thinking, I'll believe it when I see it, I'm not sure if this will work?
No, anything to save money. wasn't worried about it.
Just remember, the US FDA always warns people it cannot vouch for medicines that come from pharmacies in other countries. So I checked with multiple authorities in Canada, and even they said, be careful. One in British Columbia told me flat out, don't use the online pharmacies there. Guys?